Thank you to Stan for welcoming us to the Byzantium edition of the 703 podcast.
Hello, I'm Toby Marlowe.
That is Josephine, for those who don't know her voice.
It's Toby Marlowe.
We made a mistake, clearly.
I am Nicole.
Thanks, Luca.
Nicole played.
Augusto, who are you going to claim to be?
Crap. I'll be. I'll be Liam. Let me just quit.
Okay, so we've got Augusto guest starring as Liam and introducing Charlie as.
I'll be Sebastian because he was robbed in Byzantium, mate.
Okay, awesome. And my lovely co-host Emma.
Hi,
Hi, Emma.
I'm just Emma.
Emma playing Emma. But yes, we are here to talk about Survivor Byzantium, one of the more notable recent seasons on 703, especially given Tyler pumping it up in his polls.
I mean, notable is a fun way to say it, I guess.
I agree.
It's neither positive nor negative.
Honestly, I mean, if you ask me, this season is legitimately one of the worst recent seasons as far as gameplay is concerned. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I think this season had a lot of potential, and I didn't think it went right. If you ask me, I thought the final three sucked. I now think Augusto. But
I think the final five sucked.
I think once Tyler got voted out, I think the game was doomed.
I'll take the compliment, I suppose.
Honest opinion. Sorry, Og. I mean, I think you played well, but I don't know. It left a sour taste in my mouth, and there was also the thing about. I mean, this is kind of to be expected, but I mean, Tyler and I were pretty much targeted for doing nothing, nothing else other than being winners. And then you had like a whole tribe being decimated, almost a whole tribe being decimated pretty much, and it was the challenge tribe.
Oh, Chalcedon.
This season.
Sorry, go on.
I mean, if we're going into poor gameplay this season, then we're going to bring up your move later on. You know that, right?
I got a question for all of you.
What bad move did I make? I didn't make any bad moves other than voting Sam out.
Voting Linus off, which almost got you 11th place merge boot, if not for Liam being an absolute shit.
Yeah, that was a terrible decision to vote off Linus.
No, sorry, it wasn't a terrible decision. I dispute that.
You would have been voted out next if Liam didn't cheat like an idiot.
I mean, that's definitely possible, but I want to keep Liam.
What was going on, you were going to be voted out that night.
So we've already jumped on to the specifics. Why don't we kind of pull back a little bit and maybe have a look at the season overall? Because I can already tell there's going to be a lot of very passionate perspectives from a lot of people here. So do we want to, instead of jumping straight into the merge, maybe talk about the pre-merge a little bit? Because I think the pre-merge of a season is often kind of underrated, and that it's often treated as just the road to the merge.
Yeah. I think it was
I want to talk about the pre-merge too, because it gives me a chance to explain why I voted Linus out. I don't think it was a bad move for me.
It was.
I don't think it was a bad move for me. I was really tied with Liam, and I wasn't tied with Linus. So it's just a thing of keeping people you're closer with. I couldn't have predicted that I would be targeted for doing nothing at the merge.
You think that you would have not looked like the biggest threat against Hannah and Liam?
Good point, but I thought people would be willing to use people like Tyler and I as shields to get further ahead of the game.
And then he voted me out.
I mean, yeah, I think that was a bad move. I think voting Sam out was a bad move, and I admit that, but I don't think voting Linus out was a bad move at all.
Why do you? Sorry. I was about to say, why do you think that voting up Linus isn't a bad move?
Because I was in a tight 3-person alliance with Hannah and Liam, and because I thought, keep going on with that further would actually keep me in some sort of group that would be easier for me to work with than
The game was a long time ago.
Then working with one of the biggest challenge threads in the OR community, and I thought he was gonna try to flip flop really badly. The way I saw it coming to the merge was that I wanted to be the shield. I knew I was a winner, so I wanted to make it there as with as many UTR players as possible, so that people would work with being entitled to get further ahead. And I think that's a fair way to think about this. I mean, you can respectfully disagree, but I don't think voting out. I don't think making that vote is a bad move.
Just to piggyback off of what Luca was saying, in terms of the Linus vote, I think a reason why I voted that way and Nicole voted that way too was Linus was just a threat in the sense of obviously he slays every challenge that he's in apparently, so there's that. But also just because the way I thought about it, at least in that moment in time, was if he connected with Sam and Charlie, who were obviously didn't have numbers, if those three grouped together, they could be used by either side, which was what happened the first 2 rounds of merge, as far as I remember it being with those two. And so there's that. And then also I don't think it was a bad move by Luca in the sense of he could have
it was a bad move for Luca, but it wasn't a bad move for you.
But also,
it wasn't a bad move for Augusto, and it wasn't a bad move for me either. Just because people didn't have the strategic sense to keep me further in the game, during the first merge round, doesn't mean it was a bad move for me. It means the rest of the game, the rest of the players' gameplay that season was pretty awful. Because if you think about,
if that move makes you the biggest target and makes you
okay, so I think we
alliance.
discussed this vote as far as we possibly can.
Yeah, that's kind of what a bad move is.
There was 18 other eliminations in Byzantium that we can talk about at this kind of length.
B-Sams.
Just go back and start at the start.
That's exactly what I was going to do, Josephine. So, this season started off as a brains brawn...
some pre-production stuff?
Please don't
pre-production.
We might do some pre-production stuff a little bit later and start off with the sort of thing that everyone can contribute to, at the beginning of the season, is possibly what I was, intending to do. So, we had the season start off as Brains, Brawn, and Beauty. One of the big storylines of the pre-merge, from my perspective at least, was the decimation of the Brawn tribe. So, So we have Sam and Charlie here who are on the Brawn tribe. Do you want to tell us about what it was like being on a tribe that was just seeing Matt sing?
Oh, well, I mean, Sam, do you want to start or shall I start?
Yeah, you got it, bro.
All right. Well, obviously it was a very intense pre-merge for me and Sam, because we were basically always on the bottom after the first swap happened, if my memory's correct. Is that right, Sam?
Yep.
Yeah.
That seemed right from my perspective.
Yeah, there were a lot of tough decisions, obviously, because we were allied with Justin as well originally. And
that swap fucked us, dude. That swap messed us up so much.
Yeah, that was a terrible tribal council. Yeah, that really was.
Yeah, the first 5 rounds, actually 4 rounds of Byzantium pre-swap were great, but after the swap, the season pretty much died for a while.
Yeah, because you had our tribe where me, Sam, and Justin were instantly in the minority, and then you had the other tribe where Linus and who else? Someone else.
Conrad.
And Charlie Polk, that was his name. Yeah. And they were in the minority instantly. So the Brawn tribes got fucked over, basically, completely. We got the worst possible swap ever. I remember.
So do you think that's because the other tribes weren't budging from their tribal lines? Maybe Luke wants to weigh in from someone who wasn't on the Broad tribe.
Well, it was 2 different situations, because on mine and Sam and Justin's tribe, there was 3 of us, and then 2 each of the other tribes. So they just joined in a 4, basically, as far as I remember, against us 3. And then in the other tribe, I think it was 5 of Luca's tribe against 2 of ours, I believe. Is that right? Someone else?
There's
I think
5
it was.
beauties, 2 bronze, and a brain.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, can I pitch in with something? I think Conrad got really fucked by the swap.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
absolutely.
I seem
really
to
did.
remember he was playing like I think he had an amazing social game in the short time he was with me. So
Yeah, I loved him. I still do. He's great.
And he was playing. I feel so bad for Conrad because he got really a short end of the stick in both times I
Yeah, he
hosted
did.
him.
Yeah, poor dude. He's great.
That really sucked Mount Olympus
He
as
was in a
well.
good position, then completely swap fucked. Tribe froze the challenge, get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that whole swap was like a mess in the sense that like everyone basically stayed together from the original tribes except for the bronze, and it was just kind of like, I guess, an easy way out in order to get to the merge for like everybody. So they were like, let's pick off these people because they're by themselves, which kind of like is shitty. But like, that's probably why the gameplay of the season isn't like as hype as it
A lot
probably
of
could have
big
been.
players went pre-merge. Honestly, like I'm not trying to knock anything off of Luca or Tyler, but if Linus was one of the champions in the merge, dude, it would have been so different.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
I feel
definitely
like
agree
the
with that.
season would have been better if we had merged at 13 and Justin and Linus had made merge.
Yeah, literally. Thanks for that.
I mean, I can't say much because I won. With that not happening, I don't know if I would have, but that would have been more exciting. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
Linus, other than Charlie, Linus was like my closest ally, and then we just got we got fucked.
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
got fucked. Yeah.
Linus was great.
Regarding, sorry, just gonna say something really quickly.
Okay.
Regarding Augusto's win, I do have to underline. I think you had an amazing final tribal council because I was going
Thank
into
you.
that. I was
I
going
think
into that.
everyone was going into that with Nicole in mind.
Yeah.
I was
Best
going
I've ever.
exactly, and Nicole just blew it.
I love
Anyhow,
her, but
Emma.
thank gosh she did.
So Emma, your
Well, to
question.
be fair, it wasn't just Nicole blowing; it was also Augusto doing great. 'Cause I remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
jury
yeah,
was
for sure.
ready to tear into Augusto, and after his
I
speech,
know.
they were like, "No, that was actually pretty good."
Yeah, it was.
Thanks.
I think it was amazing.
Yeah, once we saw Augusto, we were just like, let's just shift our energy to Andre. We just shit on him.
Oh, yeah.
I love Andre too. But, yeah.
I mean, I won't say anything.
So Emma, you had a question?
Yeah, I was like, do you think that in this season, did people play it too safe? Do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree for sure.
And
Like,
why would you say that is?
Too safe?
Yeah,
Like,
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think
Oh no, it's just I think it was like I think people played stupidly at the merge, to be completely honest.
I know.
Because like I don't want to be like my vote out like was the reason that people fell, but like literally the fact that like I was gone and there's just Charlie, Luca, and Tyler were the only like real players left. Like they were just asking to get voted out right after me.
Yeah, no, that was a bad move. I think we fucked up there big time.
Well,
But
the first
I-
4.
well, I mean, you guys fucked up. I didn't vote out Sam. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Charlie was my only loyal boy.
However,
I love that.
I do have to say, Andre and like the rest weren't in a good spot necessarily because they, thought the game through. They were in a good spot just because they happened to be there. And, with Nicole, I actually think during the game, she didn't really strategically influence the game as much as we on the jury thought she did. And then you have Andre, who was literally paranoid as fuck every single vote. I mean, I think it's telling that actually was close to being voted out against Tyler, because that should have never happened. Objectively speaking, that should have never happened.
I think like back to like I guess Emma's question of like if we think people played it too safe. I think like to some extent like people did just because like the way the swap played out and how that affected the merge too, because everyone was like they knew what they stuck to what they knew, I guess, in a sense. And like it was kind of hard for people that weren't like Sam and Charlie initially to like I guess deter from that in that sense. So I guess like there's some sense of truth to that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So from what I'm hearing, it sounds like that people might have played it really safe after the swap just because it was the mindset of I've got to get to merge. But after the merge came around, people kind of started playing out left, right, doing stuff just for the sake of changing things rather than actually thinking it through, would, based on your guys' experience, do you think that would be accurate?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I try to think things through, but also I wasn't like a major player. I guess like I was playing a different game than like say Luca or like even Sam and Charlie. So like their experience is like different from mine, I guess, in that sense. But yeah, I don't know.
I think, yeah, like at the merge, there were quite a lot of people. Sorry, because basically at the swap we had the tribe situation. Then at the merge, I think the sides kind of stayed the same in like on the surface, but I think people like Augusto were playing it very socially in that time. You know, while there were the two sides, a lot of people were kind of being social with both sides and using that to get themselves further in the game. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective, and that also kind of maybe plays a little bit into the BBB theme in that we had, you know, the Brawns and the Brains playing their game, and then Augusto, I think you're on the Beauty Tribe, correct?
Yes, I was.
You were
somehow.
playing the social game, which is it's interesting to see how you, to some extent, in the post-merge, you were also influenced by your pre-merge archetypes. I sound really like Jeff saying that, and I regret that.
Nah, it's okay. It's
I
like what
kinda
happened. So
I kind of disagree with that. You know, with the way you think about, you know, the whole theme. Because if you were to ask me, I think Sam and Charlie, you know, they were in the Bronze tribe, but I think they were actually more brainy types. Whereas, you know, Tyler was in the Brains tribe, but I think he was more of a social player. And I think it just depends on how you see the season going. I think Augusto definitely fit his theme perfectly because he was really social. I mean, amazing social game.
thanks.
Oh yeah.
I think there's, you know, some people fit their theme, some people didn't. I don't think
I
the
mean,
tribes was split really well in that regard, to be honest. But yeah,
I mean, I can piggyback off of that in the sense of like Nicole, for example. She was like on beauty, and like she's a lovely person. I love her, but like during that time, it was super hard to talk to her, and like she fit the theme of beauty, when it's supposed to be like super easy to talk to that person, and like stuff like that. So I guess I agree with what you were saying like just now.
But I guess
In
like
that
this
sense.
is the
To
stuff.
be
Oh,
fair,
sorry,
it's
Emma,
kind
go
of hard
ahead.
to divide people perfectly when you've never met some of them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's true too.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
Josephine
fair
has it
enough.
right.
This was Nicole's first game, and only Nadine had ever talked to her before. So
Yeah, yeah.
we
Queen
said
No,
beauty,
Nadine.
so we just went with that. She knows Nicole better than I do.
no, I completely agree. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything. I think the hosts did an amazing job because Byzantium was really well hosted.
You
I
bet
was
we
just
did a
saying,
great job.
I was just saying that, you know, in the end, they didn't really. I mean, some of the players didn't really fit their tribes, so to say. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
you're saying
Andre a
Joey wasn't
brain?
the perfect
Question
brawn.
mark.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
In my personal experience, I found that especially Brains, Brawn, and Beauty is a very difficult format to put into Org Survivor because of the way the community is structured. You're going to end up with a lot of people trying to be Brain, and you're going to struggle with Beauty and Brawn.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
Well, I mean, if you're the kind of person who plays online Survivor, you're probably already a nerd.
Exactly.
Tea.
everyone's a brain by default.
That's basically what Toby was saying, and
I
in a
just
more
put it
polite
nicer.
way. Yeah,
You're
the more
a
polite.
nerd.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, I think, you know, I think the Beauty Tribe was the best. Just saying.
Yeah, you would think.
Disagree.
Everyone's disagree and say that their tribe's better.
I mean, gameplay wise, the beauties, most of them didn't really play well. I'd say Luca, Nicole, and Augusta are the exceptions. The other four didn't do very well.
My favorite was the Brain Tribe, in all honesty, just because like I obviously love my tribe. That's great. But like you had Tyler and like Claire. Like Claire was like doing well, even though I had like my mini beef with her like those like 3 days
I
I knew
put
her.
so much work to get her blindsided, and then she just vote me out after.
Love you.
Honestly.
And then like even like Priscilla like was playing like a decent under the radar game too, and Conrad was great. Like I feel like that whole tribe was pretty like awesome.
Also,
I guess.
I just have to say this, since there's probably not going to be another time when you have to mention this, but the first Brain Tribal Council was insane because the vote swapped about, I think, 4 times in the last 15 minutes heading up to Tribal.
That's
And I'm still
insane.
not exactly sure why it landed on Maddie, but she deserves a second chance. If you're
She
listening.
had it in Showdown.
Oh, Showdown.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in Showdown.
We might talk about Showdown a little
Queen.
bit later, but probably not quite yet. We'd like to stay on
Yeah.
Byzantium itself for now.
Oh, and the Hesh blind side was amazing.
Were any of you
Yeah.
involved in the Hesh
I
blind
know I've
side?
asked you a lot.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask, what was like the Maddie vote like? Like, who was the vote switched on to first?
I don't remember. I know that Chris was the target for a while. I think the vote was on Andre for a while. I don't really remember it very well offhand because I was in the dark for most of it myself.
Yeah, sometimes games can be like really intense. Even the hosts sometimes don't know what's going on.
That's crazy to me, but
I
like
didn't
that
know
makes
who
sense.
was even going home until a few minutes before Tribal results were due.
That probably makes it exciting though, so that's cool.
Yeah, it makes
Like-
it exciting for the hosts too.
Yeah, because I don't host, but I imagine it's like weird, like where you know everything that's gonna happen. So that's nice to get like a break, I guess, from that.
But it can also be weirdly frustrating when something you don't want to happen is about to occur and you just know you can't do anything to stop it.
Like the Linus vote.
Also true.
We're not going back to that,
Both from a
Josephine.
gameplay perspective and as a host perspective. So it's really kind of pissed me off, honestly, to see one of my best friends go over
Well, I
someone
mean, yeah.
who blatantly screwed his entire tribe over for the challenge, blamed me for his own mistakes, that it was my fault that he did the thing I told him multiple times not to do, and then had no consequences.
Okay, yeah.
So was there any like votes, like Maddie's vote, like that kept on switching, and more crazy tribals that happened?
I think
mean-
I think a crazy tribal was actually Linus's vote because
Mhm.
I remember
agree with that.
talking with Og, with Augusto and Nicole like for how many hours? I think it was 5 or 6 hours.
Okay,
Non-stop
it was a
about the vote.
long ass. Okay, yeah. So like, what happened was like Luke and I were talking, and then I talked to Nicole, and then there was a chat with us three, and that took forever to decide like who we wanted to actually vote for. Ended up being Linus because like me and Luke had talked, and like all that. At least that's how I'm remembering it. I don't know if I'm wrong. I probably am, but I just
I
remember
think
it
that's what
taking like
happened, yeah.
like years and years and years, which like even like I think it should have just been obvious that Linus should have gone, like in terms of like threat levels, but also Liam was like insufferable like as a person. So
Liam is
Yeah.
honestly
I didn't
probably
take a
worse
piss. Did I
person
miss
I've ever
anything?
hosted.
No, not much at all. We're just getting on to Liam right now, who is probably one of probably the most infamous part of Byzantium. We've heard
Really?
He's so
Josephine.
forgettable.
No,
We've
no.
heard Josephine talk about him a lot, but what from the player's perspective, what was Liam like?
Oh, okay.
Dude,
So
he
let
was-
me tell you my perspective with him, at least like the first day. So he like started this alliance with me like on day one. He's like, "Oh my god, you know how like some people like are just like, hey, I don't know you, but like let's work together," that kind of thing. Pretty much what it was like with him, and I was like, okay, cool, I don't mind." And then like he never talked to me like after that. And I was like, "Okay, cool, fine, seems
I mean,
legit."
From my perspective, sorry to interrupt, Og. I need
Oh,
to
no,
do
you're totally
something,
fine.
so I'll say this and then I'll take a break. Come back in 2 minutes or so. So from my perspective, Liam was I was talking to him every day, and he was pretty cool. Like I really enjoyed talking with him. I really felt like I got along with him, and he was actually one of the people I was looking forward to working with in the merge. So I think he wasn't that bad. He was just like. Probably a bit, bad at initiating conversations himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's true.
The only thing I remember about him was like we didn't see each other at all in the pre-merge, and then come the merge, it's my screenshot that he cheated with. So that's the only relationship I have with him. So it's like,
Well, the thing I remember about him is I didn't meet him before the merge. Yeah, but then there was that challenge where we were all in a challenge chat together.
I know he kept talking. He said rats, bro. He said rats.
It was so
Oh my
funny because we would lose points if we posted in the chat, and so he posted once, and then Josephine was like, do not post in the challenge chat. You will lose points. And then he posted like 3 more times in a row or something.
Oh my god,
And then
yes.
he got mad at me that I didn't explain it well enough to him that he shouldn't post
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
funny.
it was like,
Dumbass.
yeah, in terms of like that, like Liam was like a headache to work with in terms of like tribe member like stuff, like especially like on tribe challenges. It was like he didn't listen to the rules, he lashed out. It was like, bro, like obviously you can feel how you feel and that's great. You're entitled to that, but like listen, I don't know. It was interesting, but he's not like an awful person or anything. It's just like just hard.
Complete nightmare in the round he left too.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's very true. And yeah, and he didn't vote for me in finals, so rip. No, I'm kidding.
He sent a screenshot of a conversation with Sam to an Alliance chat after someone on his own tribe had already gotten in trouble for the same thing.
Yeah. Hey,
Then
what's up?
He and Hannah tried to bargain that his punishment should be lowered down to just sitting out of the next challenge. Honestly, just made me laugh out loud because that's so stupid.
I mean, I can't get on Liam for like the screenshot thing because I did that as a stupid thing.
And then he told everyone about his idol, and then he blamed me for leaking his idol, and then he quit.
Oh yeah.
And then
I forgot about the
after
leaking.
he was in Ponderosa, he would a couple times threaten to randomly quit Ponderosa for no reason.
He should have. He didn't vote for me.
I mean, if he did, then
I'm kidding.
So you would have had a unanimous game at Final Tribal Council.
I'm crying. Whatever. It's fine.
Oh,
okay.
And one more little thing about Liam. So in case you weren't convinced he's a complete idiot.
Oh no.
Even though he watches the show, it took multiple tries to explain to him what a tribe swap was.
Oh, bro.
How can you be so stupid? The tribes change. Not that complicated.
I mean, okay, he should have known that.
What kind of people do you recruit?
That would be a sitcom I would gladly watch.
What did you say, Sam?
I said
that'd be great.
Yeah, if Josephine and Liam had to live together for a year, that I would watch the hell out of that as a sitcom.
Nope. I'd rather be homeless.
That honestly, would I love that? Let's pitch that, please, and thank you.
Yes.
I love it.
Josephine was on the edge of extinction.
Josephine would be Reem and Liam would be Chris.
Oh god.
Except in this scenario, Reem is correct about everything. I always am.
Okay, it sounds like we've exhausted the topic of Liam Scribner and McLean.
Hi, I'm back. What's happening?
If we ever talk about Liam again, the idiot tried to post his final tribal council vote on the forums.
Oh, he did that? I
It's the
didn't even
same
know that.
voting mechanic as it's been all season. How is it suddenly so complicated?
Well, I did want to talk about like Liam, like the screenshot thing, kind of because
Sure.
I did the same thing, like the first like the second day. So I can't fault him for that because like I made that same mistake, even though I think mine was like more like well intentioned, like it wasn't like completely on purpose, but like
Yours was
still.
like on the second day. His was halfway through the game.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
more
that's
than
true
halfway
too.
because we had a late merge.
Yeah, but I can't fault him like super much like for that. I don't think super much is like a term. Anyways, yeah. So I guess there's that. Anyways, next next topic.
Okay, awesome. So welcome back, Luca. We talked about Liam and Josephine had about 3 and 1 more things to add on. And I feel like we've kind of discussed the pre-merge in as much detail as we're going to get. So why don't we kind of jump into the merge, like the early merge a little bit more. Those like first few big tribal councils that really defined the season.
Let's talk about Liam.
That tribal.
Any of the other 10 people.
Luca was originally going to go.
How about Claire? What was the Claire vote like?
Oh, that was so much fun, bro. That was so much fun.
That was like a yikes moment.
I wanted Claire gone so bad.
Okay,
dude.
same.
I didn't want Claire in the game at all, to be honest, because I felt she was really shady and trying to get in everybody's minds. Like, calm down.
No, okay, Claire was iconic, but her and I did not gel in like those first like 2 days that I knew her. I guess like, or maybe I guess like the second like round of merge. Like the first round of merge was like fine, but like for whatever reason, like it just wasn't vibing. I think it was probably because like I think what happened in terms of like Claire like wanting to vote on me, for example, because that's what happened that round, was because like Claire and Nicole were like super close, and the beauties had like an alliance chat, so Nicole would be like saying everything that happened in that chat to Claire, and like I guess that's what kind of fed that kind of I guess like
Yeah, because
mistrust.
they're
and
friends
stuff.
from before.
I mean,
Mhm.
you know, Claire's really good to work with, but you know that she's such a good player that you always kind of feel a bit worried that she might be
Mhm.
about to blindside you.
To be
Mhm.
honest, talking to her, when I was talking to Claire, I always had a feeling that she was going to go for me, like
Yeah.
right that moment.
That's how I felt.
What I felt talking to Claire, and I don't know if this is like me being paranoid or if this is something that's actually been an issue for a lot of other people, and I'm really glad because it was so much fun. I think.
Yeah, that
Okay,
round was
so
fun. That round was fun.
my thoughts on the Claire vote. First off, on Claire, it was exciting getting to host her because, like, back when I was really new to the community, she had played main org with two of my closest friends in the community, Linus and Takal and Ash and Archetypes, and they both had really positive things to say about her. And if you saw Ash and Archetypes, you know she didn't have positive things to say about almost everyone on the cast. And so so I was really excited to host Claire. And then at the round, it was a great one episode downfall arc because Claire suddenly started going on a weird power trip where she started acting like a dictator for some reason.
Oh,
And then Sam and Charlie flipped on her, and then Chris tried to tell the beauties who the vote was on, so they would idle out. I think she tried to get Andre idled out, but it didn't work, and they targeted Claire instead. Oops.
yeah. So like even that vote was weird because okay. So I think another reason why Claire voted for me that round because the votes were like between me and Claire, and like Andre with Nicole's vote, I guess. So like Claire had come to me and was like we were talking blah blah blah, and then she like put me on the spot about like basically things I said, but I didn't like tell her the truth obviously because I was like, sis, I don't know you like that to be talking to you like that, and so I guess that sussed her out and like she like ranted to me pretty much and like popped off. And I was like, okay, great, good for you. You need to go. And it was like I guess like a mess in that sense. But yeah, Claire was a good player though. Like Claire honestly, like I felt like if she like went further, like I don't think she would have won, like because I don't think people would let her get that far to win. But like I think she would have made it like a lot farther than like she did. And she like reined it in a little bit and like not left. But yeah, that's how I see that.
I mean, it's possible she would have won. She did almost win main org twice.
That's true. Didn't she get like fourth twice? Like that's cool. Like that's pretty dope. But yeah. And also like the idol play too, like Hannah giving me her idol and me playing it was fun, even though that wasn't like neither of us ours idea or like because that was mostly okay. So like also in terms of that vote, like I think because me, Luca, and Hannah like had like an alliance chat, right? I believe so. And then like we had an alliance chat with Sam and Charlie also that round, if I'm not mistaken. This was also like a year ago. So like
Yeah.
No, we were
right.
okay, we were in one, right? So we talked about like that vote and like basically like what Sam and Charlie told us were that like the brains were planning on voting for me. And like all that stuff, right? And then Hannah was originally gonna like play the idol on me, but I like talked to her privately and was like, "Okay, sis, if you do that, that makes us look a lot closer than we should be looking at the moment." So I just told her to give the idol to me so I could play it, because I figured like if I'm gonna get votes, I'm probably gonna be a target. So like, might as well just whatever. So that's why like I play that idol on myself, blah blah blah. Because like Sam and Charlie like had that plan to do so they could play like double agent, which affected like how I saw them for the rest of the game too, which is like kind of funny because they saved me, but like still, it was like a whole ass mess. But,
yeah, I mean, at that vote, me and Sam were trying to do too much. I think
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, shit happens.
Well, I mean, we could have been a bit, less.
Oh yeah, we could have been more low key about it, but I'm pretty sure
Oh,
like
yeah.
since I was immune, I was just like I felt invincible, so I was like, fuck it.
But like
Mhm.
literally after that vote, like Augusto said, people instantly had a really different perspective of us. I would say definitely. Would you agree, Augusto? Or
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's what put you guys on my radar,
yeah,
and why I voted for you two the next two tribals. I was like, okay, if they plan on playing the middle the entire game, they can't be in the game to do that because that's what I want to do.
Ever since Byzantium, I've learned how to play the middle way more low key than I tried to do in Byzantium. That was a mistake.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like y'all played good though. Like it was just a matter of being like too obvious with the fact that you're playing the middle. Which I mean, like also you were the only two from your tribe, so like you were in that position already, kind of. But like, still.
Yeah.
So if I can jump in,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
no worries. I just feel like I have to do some actual hosting. So now that we've kind of had this breakdown of the first two merge votes, we've been hearing a lot of like Sam and Charlie playing the middle. So does that mean you'd characterize the Byzantium merge as being kind of faction 1 versus faction 2 with a couple of players in between them, or
I mean,
was it a
honestly,
little more fluid than that?
it could have been so much more like it could have been so much better for half the players if like Charlie and I didn't go after Tyler. We should have worked with Tyler instead.
Yeah, that was our biggest mistake going after Tyler, definitely.
I don't remember why we went after Tyler, but I remember that was the reason. That was just a mistake. We should have went after like Augusto or like Hannah or some shit.
Yeah.
SMH.
If I can pitch in a bit, I think
Yep.
I think Tyler, you two, and myself, I think we all fucked up really badly there because we were going.
That's why we were the next 4 boots, dude.
That y'all were literally the next 4 boots.
Yeah.
Although
I mean,
like,
we should have.
Go ahead.
We should have went to rocks for each other.
Didn't vote out her own goat, then Luca would have made it farther, and Augusto wouldn't have won.
What was that? Sorry, what was that?
I was saying that I think me, you, Sam, and Tyler. I think we all made a mistake not working with each other because you guys went after Tyler, and that would have been a bad move for your game. And me and Tyler, we voted Sam out, and then Charlie was the next one to go. So we obviously made a bad move because we went out like literally next.
Yeah.
And like, can I give like a little bit more like I guess background? I mean, I probably said that in Final Tribal, like because I explained all that. But like in terms of like Charlie's vote, like specifically, because like Sam already left, and that was like kind of like predetermined by like everybody, I guess, like if I remember it correctly. So sorry, Sam.
Charlie almost survived.
Almost did.
No, wait. Remember, I actually tried to flip it on Nicole. The Charlie vote.
And it almost worked. And
Yeah.
It was a swing vote.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Then she left it up to RNG, which was kind of a disappointing until I realized no, she didn't actually leave it up to RNG.
Yeah.
Just
That's what I
always
was gonna
rooting
give
for
more
her.
background on, because
I mean,
like.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
Who was the first person to suggest voting Nicole? Was that me or Luca who first suggested that?
I think I did.
You think you did
I
first?
think it might have been Luca. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I think before that, Luca, we were in an alliance chat with Nicole, weren't we, at that vote?
No. Oh yeah.
I thought y'all had an alliance and were trying to get with like the brains or something. Like I think that's what.
No, but I mean,
happened,
after that vote,
or-
Nicole had just made an alliance with me and Luca, I think, and then I think for
Mhm.
some reason we decided to target her because of that. I don't really remember, to be honest, exactly what happened there.
I don't really remember either. I just remember like I wanted to split up Priscilla and Nicole at that point. At that point in the game, because I wanted to take Hannah and Augusto a little bit further, and obviously I was working with Tyler, and I wanted to keep Charlie, and Andrea I didn't see myself working with at all. So I thought, Priscilla and Nicole, that's a strong duo. They're connected with both sides. So I think it makes sense to vote them out, right? That's what I thought, and I thought people would actually go for it. Didn't happen.
So yeah, just to give a little bit more background, I guess, like how that went along. So I guess like during that time, I think it was that round, or maybe the round that you left, Luca. Like Andre and I had like a super like good relationship, like which was really weird, but like, but anytime like I guess that Andre felt some type of way about how like Tyler or something had shared like his idol clue with Priscilla, and it got her the idol or something like that. So he was ranting to me the entire time, like about that. and so like I had proposed I think if I remember this all correctly, like I proposed like an alliance between him, myself, and Hannah, because those were the people I was working with like the most at that time. And like our plan was like to go after like Charlie, Luca, Tyler, because those were like the biggest threats in the game, and we wanted like a say, I guess, like in the game. And in terms of, and that's why like the Charlie vote went the way it did, in terms of like Hannah saying that she's gonna random org like the vote between Charlie or Nicole. It's because like her and I talked, and we're like, okay, Charlie needs to leave so that we can get Luca or Tyler next, like stuff like that. And that's how like why it went that way, if I remember that correctly. But yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, just one pitching about Dante's reasoning for going against Tyler. I think that was horse shit. I think Andre was really stupid there because for Tyler at that point of the game, he was sort of working with me, but he was like on the same tribe with Priscilla and Andre from the beginning, and he was telling them both stuff, and he was actually working with both of them. And I think Andre was really paranoid, and I don't know. I don't know if that reasoning is true. I think if it's not true, I think Andre, lied pretty well. But if it is true, then I think that's a horseshit reason to go after your shield. And I didn't.
Yeah,
I
think. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't think Andre made a smart play, to be honest. Because I think he should have kept Tyler in the game far longer than he did. Because he could have beaten him in challenges at any point. So I don't know what his motive was.
Like I felt like,
let's be real, Andre wasn't winning this season no matter what.
Yeah, he wasn't. But I think from my perspective, I think he like believed like that Tyler should have had like him like as his priority, and it just kind of like made him like a little bit mad that wasn't the case, which like duh, like everyone should care about themselves kind of thing. And so he like I guess like capitalized on the fact that like that situation might have happened, or maybe it didn't, and just wanted to do something about it because he was like kind of lashing out, and like that's why it went the way it did, which I'm glad it went the way it did, because like I think that's what got me to final. But like still, like I agree in the sense that like I think Andre shouldn't have been like so quick to like be like, oh, anti-Tyler, kind of thing. I don't think you should have kept him super long, because like who knows, Tyler could have like beasted stuff, because Tyler's amazing. But like yeah, I think he shouldn't have been so like quick to react in that situation, even if it did benefit me in the end. But like yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to hear your perspective on, and it kind of sounds like we're moving into a new thing to talk about, which is probably going to be like what you guys thought of like the finalists, final 5, final 6 or so. We've heard what Luca thought of them, and it was not exactly positive. So if maybe we can hear a little more from Luca, or if like Sam, Charlie, Augusto, you are one of them, obviously. If you guys want to weigh in of what you thought about like the players in the end game of Byzantium, so we can kind of wrap up the discussion of the season itself.
Do you want me to start? I don't mind.
It's up to you guys. It's your podcast.
Okay. I'll be honest. I did kind of think that people like Luca, I did think you were a little bit harsh on the finalists at times. Like I would agree with you that maybe some of them didn't play the best game possible, but I do definitely think there was some very good gameplay in there from people, not just Augusto who won, but I also thought Nicole played very well.
I don't think they're the best final group of end gamers I've ever hosted, but Priscilla, Nicole, and Augusto all played very good games and could have definitely won had things gone.
What about Hannah Marshall?
So I want to say something here to clarify things.
Nicole, Andre, and Hannah, and Nicole still screws up at Final Tribal Council, and I think it goes to Hannah, but hold on.
Regarding the
Tyler and I
finalists,
drilled into Hannah when she joined Ponderosa. That shit was so funny.
Yeah,
I know.
But I also thought Priscilla played very well as well. Yeah,
she did.
I think she did.
I have to say, nice as a person, but she didn't really play a very good game, and like she voted out Luca because Luca was a front, but Luca was also Hannah's shield, and I'm not sure why Luca had to go that round. But anyway, like something specific with Hannah that like really put me off was like at the round she was going, she knew she was going, and she asked in her thread if we thought that she could return, and I just said I'm not going to comment because I don't want my answer yes or no to somehow impact her game, even though we all knew she was going. So then she immediately starts a fight in the tribe chat for no reason. So that was fun.
Luca, it sounds like you're
Honestly,
trying to say something.
Yeah, I need to explain myself a bit here because I was really harsh on each of the three finalists, and in hindsight, I think I was unfairly harsh on Augusto. I think Augusto definitely played a better game than I had given him credit for at the time, but I don't think I was too harsh on Andre and Nicole. I think Nicole, she gave off the impression that she was playing well because of the moves that were happening. But if you were to think about, objectively, Nicole, according to what she said in her jury speech, she had no idea what was going on. And Andrea, I think, made bad moves like loads of times. And the reason why I was so pissed at Augusto in the first place was because, later it was proven that actually Hannah was the one who fucked up by voting me out so early. But to be honest, I thought at the time that Augusto would be seen as a bigger threat than Hannah. And hence I thought, Augusto made a bad play there. And
Yeah,
I don't know why they took out Hannah, to be honest. I actually think they should have taken out Augusto there if they had a choice.
Yeah.
Don't remember why Hannah was taken out that round, just that Andre was the swing vote to get rid of her.
Yeah, so because I guess I don't know what I was thinking either in terms of wanting Hannah out. But I think my
I think she
justification
would
for
have gone with or without your vote.
oh yeah, no, definitely would have. And I think it was a combination of things because what Andre had told me during the final four round was that him, Nicole, and Priscilla made a mini deal, I guess. If he voted with them, some sort of protection if he didn't win immunity or something like that. But also because I had talked to Andre initially when the round began about getting Hannah out, just because I was worried about my chances in terms of sitting next to her because I didn't know how the jury was gonna perceive me, I guess. And after not me and Claire having mini beef and what Tyler had said to me when he left and all those things, in my head I was okay, if I sit next to Hannah, I feel people would think that she's the lesser of two evils if people really are that pissed at me. So that's why I want her out at the beginning of the round. Although towards the end of the round, I was more so thinking I need to get Priscilla out because I feel she would have obviously won, but it didn't go down that way. So
Don't forget, Chris also had an idol.
yeah, she also had an idol that no one really though at least I didn't know about. So she would have stayed regardless. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't vote me, but
Honestly,
I'm glad
I don't
they didn't.
either.
I did that. Probably maybe it was my connection to Andre, maybe if anything. But even then, I don't know why Nicole and Priscilla wouldn't want to vote me out if Priscilla had an idol. But I don't mind in terms of yeah.
I think I have a reason as to why they didn't vote you out. I think it was because half of the people in this merge were not thinking the game strategically. This is what I've been saying the past 12 months. I think Og did. Augusto, you definitely played a better game than I had given you credit for, and I'm sorry for that. And I think
No, that's fine.
I think somewhat. No, I actually don't. Yeah, I think Nicole, Hannah, and Andre all had shortcomings, big shortcomings.
the only thing. Sorry,
Oh, go ahead. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
sorry, but you go ahead, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna explain how every vote from final 6 on went on. So I'll let you talk first, and then I'll explain all that.
I mean, what I was going to say is that the people say that Hannah, looked like she wasn't playing to win or whatever, like Luca just said. But I do understand from her perspective that in that final 5, if she was there with Augusto and Andre, who she was close to both of them, from what I can gather, I can see why she thinks that they take her to the final tribal council. So maybe setting us up for that. I don't know if I'm wrong on that. Maybe Josephine knows. I don't know.
All right, looking at the confessionals again, I can see the reason why. Apparently, Nicole wanted you out, Augusto, but Chris was worried that if they took you out at Final 5, then Andre would automatically win the Final Four immunity, no contest. And he might flip on you and Chris. Not you and Chris, Nicole and Chris.
Oh,
Which
okay.
did end up happening.
Yeah,
kind
and I
of a
want to
weird
explain that
reason.
because that vote was like a hot ass mess. But let me talk about like Tyler's elimination and like I guess like Priscilla's after that because I already talked about Hannah's. So like Tyler's was like also like a premeditated thing like between Andre, Hannah, and myself. But like that's why like it deadlocked 3-3. And I forgot who flipped. Who was
Priscilla.
it again?
Nicole.
Oh, well, let
No,
me just
Priscilla
check the.
wept.
Yeah, Priscilla.
Yeah, it was Priscilla.
Yeah,
I'm just
Priscilla.
looking at the wiki
Yeah,
now.
I'm not sure why Priscilla flipped exactly.
To
Like
avoid rocks.
yeah, I'm guessing that's why. But yeah, like that's like what was supposed to be the vote. Like that's what like the three of us on that side wanted, because like obviously Ty was gonna win because he's iconic. So there's that, and then the Priscilla vote. Oh my god, like that was like the longest day of my life. Just because after like final immunity like results were posted, Nicole like immediately voted for me. And then me and Priscilla like had this like we're playing like a game with one another and be like, okay, we can vote for Nicole together, blah blah blah, like trying to get the other person to like obviously vote in the wrong direction, right? So like that was a whole ass mess too, and like it took me like literally the entire day to convince Andre not to vote for me because that's what he was like wanting to do like the entire round. And like I sent paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs being like, okay, my game is shit. Priscilla's iconic, like just stuff like that, like saying how like Priscilla had played like an amazing under the radar game, blah blah blah, like this and that. And so like it literally took to the last second for Andre not to vote for me and voted for Priscilla instead, which caused like a revote. Thank God it wasn't like a tiebreaker because I would have lost because I suck at challenges. And then in terms of like Nicole voting for Priscilla too, it was like the same thing where I had to like talk to Nicole, be like, sis, Priscilla's all that. Like you were attached to her, they're gonna think that she controlled you, blah blah blah. So and that also took forever. But I also asked her once like Andre had voted, before the revote, I guess like I made her promise to not vote for me because like I guess that's what made her vote so quickly initially for me because like the round before Andre, Priscilla, and Nicole had like a promise to not vote for each other. So yeah, like that's how those like I guess like 3 rounds went to give like more perspective, I guess.
Yeah, that was very, very informative because like you're the only one here that actually played in those rounds. So it's good to hear that kind of side of thing at the end game. So I think now we've kind of done a good overview of the gameplay of Byzantium, unless anyone has something we haven't covered they really want to talk about.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sucked.
I do.
Oh my god.
Go for it, Luca.
So, can anybody explain to me what the hell was Nicole doing this whole game?
I mean, like, it really was her first game, like, since
Yeah.
I think she was. I mean, and she was also 15 at the time. Like, the girl was learning.
Yeah, and
Dude,
plus
Nicole
like
has been playing Survivor Online since she was like 12. I know this because I was playing with her like Survivor Online since 2016, and I don't think her being like 15 is a legitimate excuse. And it wasn't her first game; it was just her first online game, like
I
her first
think-
org. Sorry,
It was her first Facebook game, I believe.
first Facebook
I think
game.
from I think from my perspective, obviously I don't know. You should ask Nicole herself. But I think just like also the fact that like Priscilla was in the game and so was Claire. Like in terms of like the merge portion of the game, I think like those like connections like dominated like her.
Yeah, she put like her
thinking.
friendships from before the game over like anything else, and that's why it was so hard for everybody else to talk to her.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And especially since like she had some sort of vendetta against Andre that like for whatever reason that kind of just like controlled her thinking for like a lot of like the rounds because every round she like mentioned Andre's name at least like once. So I think it was just like I guess like how she felt personally about her relationships that kind of like affected everything that she did at the end. In terms of like pre-merge, like I guess like it was something similar, but
I think Nicole's pre-merge and post-merge games were super different.
Yeah,
I think Nicole did
Pre-merge,
well
she was just a
pre-merge.
typical dry game bot, and somewhere around
Mhm.
the halfway point, she started to develop game and seemed like people were more responsive to her social games instead of just seeing her as just someone who would only talk game with people and was
Yeah.
on the bot.
I can
don't
agree
know.
with that.
I went out like third merge boot or whatever, but like since then, she was the hardest person for me to talk to.
She was hard to talk to, but it's just like a matter of breaking that shell. At least because I felt like I had a good connection with Nicole throughout the game. Like
I know we're
obviously,
not
like,
talking about showdown and whatnot, but like her game, like her social game between those two were so like it didn't even seem like the same person.
We might
Yeah.
talk about Showdown a little bit afterwards, depending on if people feel like it.
I wasn't there, so can't really.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm the only person that played it, so I mean, it's
I
entirely
literally did as well, but okay.
Okay, well, I was talking about from players of Byzantium. Thank you very much. You played for a different season.
A better season.
Oh no.
What season did you play on, Taylor?
Bora Bora.
And Legends.
No, that's the only season of 703 I've ever played. I'm not a three-timer.
What about Antarctica?
Didn't happen.
You played 3 times.
Yes, I have. For a while, I was the 703 three-timer with the least days played, but Ryan, Robert Mortensen, and Marie have both played fewer days than I have, so
Yeah, but-
yeet.
Oh yeah, because Ryan got first.
Don't
boot.
forget to mention how you played with a sock in Antarctica.
Yeah, but she didn't cheat that time, so I can't blame going on that.
Oh no.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Antarctica. So
Yeah. I was gonna mention like I guess like Final Tribal. I guess like
sure.
from my perspective, like just because like Andre spilled the tea, like because I did talk to like I used the chat I guess like a lot to like rant I guess about how I was feeling because like initially it felt like the jurors were like drilling into me and I was like sis I'm not here for that and so like I took it personally and like felt like crap and obviously like first of all I shouldn't even be feeling that way because it's a game but like also I think that's probably why like my like Final Tribal performance was like as I guess good as y'all are saying just because like I guess wanted to be more open just because like the perception of me like at Final Tribal from what I got was like me using people like the entire game and like all this and that and I was like obviously like a portion of that's true because like that's what everyone's doing but also like I guess I just wanted to be more authentic and I think that's probably why it was received so well
I think
especially since like
I think
yeah go ahead
all of us made a mistake in seeing you throughout the game. Personally, I fully own up to it, and you know, for what it's worth, I actually think you're a really cool guy. And
Thank you.
but you know, sometimes during the game, I did feel like sometimes, you know, when talking with you, you were a bit forced. But that's only natural. I mean, it's a game, and you have to, you know, withhold some information and stuff. And it's not like completely. It's not like you know, interacting with people in game isn't the same thing as you know a real life social interaction. So I can't really blame you for that. I think
it's weird because like I guess like I'm guessing everyone like experiences this, but it's like obviously like you're cool as a person, but I want you out. Like it's that kind of thing. It's just kind of hard to like be that person that's like super close with you, but still wanting you out at the same time. So I can see why like people would assume like it's like forced because it kind of is in a sense.
yeah.
But yeah, continue.
I think you're actually. I think you're dope. But yeah, I was also I think my biggest regret, you know, in Byzantium isn't you know voting Sam out, which fucked my game. It's actually you know being really harsh to you at the end. I feel you didn't deserve that, to be honest.
I mean, I felt the same way, so I'm glad we agree. No, but thank you though. Like that means a lot. Yeah, no, that like Final Tribal was like super like hard for me. Also because like I was like experiencing stuff in my real life, but that's whatever. But like yeah, that's why like I guess like I would try to get that energy and just turn it into positive energy, like at Final Tribal and just like a lot more real, I guess. If people didn't see me that way in the game. Plus, I pulled out receipts. Like, let me tell you, I remember for Sam's like question, he like said something about like, oh, I was the one to approach you about this, and that. And I was like, okay, hold up. And I literally read through the chat that I had with him and like posted like how the conversation went. And so like I found out.
I'm pretty sure
thought
the
that
only
was
thing I
funny.
did was call you fake, wasn't it?
Uh,
I don't remember
Probably.
asking you. So, I don't
No,
know,
no.
maybe.
You know, I think it was like how the Claire vote went down, because I think you might have like disagreed with how I worded it in my opening speech. Because I think you said in your speech that it made it seem like I did everything that round when that wasn't the case. Like you approached me about
Honestly,
this,
I don't
and
remember my
that.
speech to you. I only remember my speech to Andre. So
Oh God, yeah,
you could be right.
yeah. And I think it was something like that. And I was like, no, sir. Let me post receipts. And like,
The final tribal council was really interesting because like most of us went in there thinking we were going to be voting for Nicole, like almost definitely, you know. And
and
then
why was that? Like, just like give me perspective, because like in the game, I didn't think Nicole was winning whatsoever. So I
Okay,
was like,
Always
so
winning going
confused.
into final tribal council.
I think the reason most of us thought that, you know, this is the reason why I thought that, was because Nicole was actually for the whole merge. She had a really tight connection with Priscilla, and at the same time, she was working with you and Hannah. So she had options on both sides, and I thought that she would that she used them, you know, to her advantage, to take out the big threats, you know, to take out Hannah, which I thought was absolutely unbelievable. And I actually thought she played an amazing game until I read her speech, and it became clear that
she didn't know
it
what was
was.
going on.
yeah. I think from our perspective, it looked like she had been influencing a lot of the votes, didn't it? I think, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
To be fair, her game is actually better than her jury speech made it out to be.
Right.
No, I imagine that too. Like, I don't think she was just there to be there. Like, I think she did stuff, but like in terms of like me sitting next to her, like when I was still in the game, I guess, like per se, I was like, obviously like Nicole does stuff, but I just saw like I guess my connection with her was like she would mention Andre's name every round, never happened, and then like she was close to people, and that obviously is good, like social game, like in terms of that, like on point. But I don't think that was like what was on her mind, like as part of someone in the game. So that's why I was like super confused.
I mean, it seems like she played well, but I think she just couldn't, you know, articulate
it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the speech, I think. Yeah.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
that seems accurate.
If we look on the bright side, I think in future, always like from what I've heard, I haven't really hung around in the Facebook community since then.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard she's played some other games that she played really well. So it's
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that, you know, she's learned from this.
Yeah, I'm happy for her too. And even not gonna lie, like after I won, I was happy, but I also felt kind of crappy because I was like, everyone wanted Nicole to win. Like, it's her fault that like she didn't win, and I was like, that's like invalidating my win in a sense. Like that's how I felt after it happened.
From the hosting perspective, it seemed like Nicole's bad jury speech weakened the jury on her, but it was more your speech that took advantage of the jury, which was really as hot for Nicole, and just just made them support you.
Yeah,
I mean,
And then towards the end of Final Tribal Council, even the diehard Nicole supporters going in were swayed to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Except for Liam, who is mad at you for something stupid and voted Andre.
I don't even remember why he was mad at me. And I was like, sis. I remember his jury speech being all about Miranda Cosgrove, and just for the record, I'm the one who suggested the merged tribe name, which was a translation of her name. So he should have voted for me on paper. No, I'm kidding. But like, yeah, I don't know why he didn't vote for me. Maybe just because he didn't want to see Nicole get like a tied like second place with Andre or something. Like maybe that could have been it. Maybe he wanted to be petty.
Could have been, yeah. I think
like it's whatever.
I think what's funny is that Andre had absolutely zero chance, you know, of winning this game from like the final 10 onwards. He was like, if I remember correctly, you know, in the early merge, he was like AFK for like 2 days, like 2 whole days. You know, at the final, I don't know, 10 or 9, I think. So I don't know. I think nobody was going to respect his game. So I think it was definitely going to come down to you or Nicole, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, just to continue, you know, following what Josephine was saying about it not being just Nicole having a bad speech. Like with your speech, Augusto, your speech was very good, but I also remember what really sold on you was your responses, you know, to people. You had had some really good responses, and they were very, very passionate. I remember that,
Yeah, definitely.
and like really
Yeah.
full of detail about your moves. And I remember that's what really wanted me to. That's what really made me want to vote you. Basically, in the end, I remember.
Wait, why repeat that? Sorry, I was like,
Like I was,
No.
saying, I was saying that your speech was good, but like your responses in particular to people's questions were very good. I
Mhm.
remember.
They were very good, Augusto. You did a good job, brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, bro.
I found out why Liam voted Andre instead of you.
Oh God.
This should be good.
Apparently, and this is honestly even dumber than I thought it was,
Oh God.
he was pissed off that you said he was shady.
Sis, that's because he was. I'm sorry, I told the truth. I mean, like what I said at the beginning of this podcast. Like, he approached me about an alliance like day one, and then didn't talk to me about like anything after that. So like, how am I not gonna see it that way?
That is literally
But-
so stupid. Like, I dedicated 3 pages, to ranting about Augusto in my jury speech, and I still voted for him.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, all right. Maybe because I was the only person that like. Well, maybe not Nicole, but I don't think Nicole and like Liam like talked. But Andre wasn't on a tribe with like Liam ever, so why would he call him shady when he didn't even know him? Like, maybe that's why he voted that way, because he was
Yep.
like, oh, like Andre's the only person who wouldn't call me shady. Let's just go and do that.
Nicole
also-
had a bad jury speech, and you called him shady.
Yeah, I guess that's like another thing that I'm surprised didn't factor into that was like the fact that I had a self vote the first round of the game. Like, I was like so worried, like heading to trouble, that like people were gonna be like, oh, like he had a self vote, he shouldn't win just because of that. And I was like, oh, I was
I mean,
like
Nicole
worried about
also
that.
self-voted at merge.
Yeah, but my self vote was because like I screenshotted something, so I thought it would be more of like a big deal than it was, I guess. But also my intentions weren't bad with that. I just like, I think if I remember correctly, I think
We
it
had
might
an
have been like
alliance
a
with
clue.
Adam. No.
Yeah.
It was like a clue thing, and
Was
you
that with Adam?
screenshotted and you sent it to
Oh
me.
yeah,
and
with
Yeah.
the idol.
Yeah.
Idol.
Because like I forgot for whatever reason that I could just copy paste it, and so I was just like, oh, here you go, guys. So I think like maybe that was like really stupid looking back on it, but it's also kind of funny. That I was just like forgot how to
Honestly,
copy paste.
Since you mentioned the pre-merge and getting that self vote, I've been thinking, if we had lost another challenge, I think Nicole would have been the boot.
Yeah, that's
honest.
what
Oh yeah,
hosting
definitely.
perspective.
Yeah, because like B Sam was like a hot mess that didn't talk to anybody, and then out of
Yeah.
nowhere came up with 2 names to everybody. And then Nicole like didn't talk all that much either at that time. Plus, like she wasn't in any alliances because like Luca was with like Hannah and Liam, and then like there was the alliance with Adam, Luca, and myself. So like I definitely would have been.
Oh,
Nicole.
Adam.
Yeah,
Adam
legend.
was such a mess.
Really?
Sometimes
Aw.
in a good way, sometimes in a really cringy way.
I loved him. SMH.
I
liked
loved
him too.
him completely screwing up a challenge for his tribe by doing it in the wrong
I
time.
know, dude. That made me so mad.
That was pretty funny.
I was so sad when he did that.
And
I was like,
somehow
it's over. I was like, Charlie and I are dead. It's over. We're fucked.
Oh no.
No, but
And then
then
this tribe still won because the Odessas didn't know. Had this weird thing where they decided to finish the challenge, then delete the posts that they needed to.
we still won,
Then
didn't we? Yeah.
since there were multiple posts, they didn't know which one was the right one to delete, so they got confused, and that took them over the time limit.
Yeah.
And that's the one where we lost Charlie Polks. Not that anyone cares, because Charlie Polks was inactive.
I like Charlie Polks. I mean, I'm
This-
pretty sure.
He's a nice guy.
He was nice, like from my
Inactive.
experience with him.
I mean,
But
he was going
Not
on
the
in his
brightest bulb in
confessionals
there.
about backstabbing us all, so I don't know.
yeah, no. Also, I feel stupid but smart at the same time for like my swap mindset, because I remember being like, oh, like to the big beauty like tribe alliance chat or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, tell the people that aren't like beauties that they can vote for me, blah blah blah. Like I literally said that. Like I feel so dumb like for saying that, but like smart at the same time, because I think my intention was like in terms like the Conrad voted for me because like I told like our beauty alliance chat, hey, if anyone asks, just tell them I'm the vote. I don't mind. Because I was like, oh, I want to see like I want to seem like I'm on the bottom of the tribe, blah blah blah. In
Oh, yeah, I
hindsight,
remember that.
like that's like smart but stupid. Like if they had an idol or something, like I screwed myself over. Like yeah, that was kind
I
of
remember thinking at the time that was a terrible strategy and it
Yeah,
would never work and you'd never win. And then it worked and then you won.
I did that. No,
So,
I'm kidding.
you proved me wrong on that one, I'll admit.
Thanks. I tried.
Getting back to
yeah,
like
it was weird.
I think getting back to remembering Odessa like pre-swap, talking with Adam, and I mean this is a bit of a bold claim, but I think Adam, to me at least, he had the best social game in the cast. Like if you ask me, I don't know, I just always felt like I could talk
I
to
did
him
not
about
see
anything.
that in Chalcedon 2.0.
Disagree.
Yeah, I would agree that he had a good social game because I was just looking at the wiki, and he was actually on our swap tribe with me and Sam and Justin and the other four, and it would have been tied basically because Sam and Justin wanted to vote with him, but I voted him out in the end. So
I wanted to vote with him because I trusted him more than Andre because I didn't trust Andre as far as I could throw him. But like that dude literally got himself voted out.
but I do remember thinking like that he seemed like a big threat during that.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too, and that's why I wanted to align with him like at the beginning because like I could talk to him super easily, and he felt like somebody that would get targeted because he's that way. So yeah, I definitely like agree with that. That Adam was like
he was really good at making conversation. I remember stuff like that.
It was like super easy to talk to
Yeah.
him. I remember that.
I'm honestly surprised he apparently had a good social game. I didn't know that.
I didn't think he had as good of a social game as people were saying. I don't think he was bad socially. I just don't think, like I said, like if you have a good social game, you don't basically vote yourself out.
He's like,
What do you?
when I
mean?
look back on Adam in Byzantium, I just remember he was really cringy because like at the B Sam tribal, he made a big VL confessional about how he was a hero voting out B Sam because he was so arrogant and obnoxious. Like, come on, it's B Sam. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met.
Yeah, that's true.
Get over yourself.
B Sam was a mess though.
I mean, B Sam's a really nice guy. He's
Yeah.
not very good at orgs, but he's a really sweet guy.
Yeah, he seemed really nice talking to him.
Yeah.
But he also wanted me out, so I was like, I'm not here for that, sis. Bye. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, he was nice.
Sam, what did you mean when you said Adam voted himself out?
Because like he was such a mess at that tribal. Like you said, like people wanted to work with him, and the target was originally Andre, if I remember correctly. And then like apparently he kept going to other people and like saying different things or whatnot, like going to the brains and then going to us with two different names.
Yeah, I think
everybody pretty much like converged. Like I talked to Tyler about it, and Tyler was just like, "He's saying that to you. He's saying that to me too." We're like, "This guy's shady as fuck."
Yeah, I mean that's why I voted him out in the end, and also because there was still a lot of beauties left in the game at that point.
Oh, and let's not forget something else. His claim that he had an idol that he didn't really have was what got him voted out. Because originally Priscilla and Claire wanted Andre out. But because they thought Adam had an idol and would play it on himself, they intentionally voted Adam, hoping that he would play the idol on himself and idol out Andre without any blood on their hands.
Like I said, like literally, he voted himself out. Like
that's crazy.
He just overplayed.
If he didn't pretend to have an idol, then Andre probably would have left instead.
Dude, imagine this game with Andre gone and like Nicole gone in like the first rounds. I think the whole dynamic changes.
I wouldn't have won. No. Let's stop.
I think you actually might have, though.
Really?
I think like Charlie or like Linus would have won again.
I mean, we never know though, because like if those votes were different, like other votes could have been different too. So like, who really like honestly knows?
Yeah, it's pretty impossible.
But, like,
well, I'm pretty sure Justin wouldn't have gone at the 8th round tribal if Adam doesn't leave at the 7th.
No.
Well, we only went after Justin because we knew it was going to be a Chalcedon, and Charlie were like, it's either us or Justin. So.
And Justin had a closer relationship with Tyler, so that's why he was picked over you two.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that was this sounds bad, but I think that was just like a convenient kind of excuse. Do you know what I mean? Because like.
That was a save me and Charlie moment.
Yeah,
that was
like
a Justin out moment.
You know, me and
Sam.
that's
why Andre, Priscilla, and Claire voted for him.
Right. I see. Oh, right. Yeah, no, you're right.
Why did they vote for them? According to you, Josephine?
Because Tyler and Justin, everyone knew that they were close, so
Oh yeah.
Justin to hinder Tyler.
Hey, I have a question to Josephine.
Yes.
Was like who was working really tight with Claire and Priscilla pre-merge, like on the Brain Tribe?
On the Brain Tribe, Claire and Priscilla were actually at the bottom of the original Brain Tribe. And
Right.
I'm not really sure what happened at the Maddie Boat Tribal, but at the Hesh Boat Tribal, it was originally going to be 4-2 to vote out Priscilla, and then Tyler flipped on Hesh, and then Conrad and Andre followed. But even if Tyler and the other guys didn't flip on Hesh, then Priscilla would have just pulled out her idol, and Hesh would have left anyway.
Wow. Okay.
Josephine. If we had lost that last challenge before the merge, the one where Linus left.
Oh yeah, dude, that would have been a mess. That would have been a mess.
Who do you think would have gone home in that tribal?
Oh God,
Sam.
Probably one of us.
It probably would have been you, Sam, just because I feel like people thought you were a lot more sketchy than Charlie.
I don't know, Ben. I don't know. Probably.
Because I know people were saying you were sketchy since literally the very first round.
I mean, I'll be the first.
Lying about it's okay. You can tell me you started the alliance. No big deal.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've got to tell this. Come on.
Hey guys.
I found out that Sam was. I found out that Sam had the idol. Yeah. Because we've been sharing a grid, and when I went to one of the numbers that apparently hadn't been searched, the chest was empty.
Oh, I remember that.
And so I thought to myself, that's weird. So someone has it, and then I basically controlled F our idol search chat and saw that Sam had been to that square, basically. And so I messaged him being like, oh, Sam, I went to this spot and the idol was gone, And he was like, oh, wow, how strange. And I was just like, oh.
It wasn't
Sam,
the best game.
Oh, that was funny, though.
I've had better games.
I'd hope so.
Nah. I was playing like a game at the same time as this one. And
Kariba.
yeah, and I'm glad, okay, that game was awesome, but also, it helped me focus a lot more on this one. So,
yeah, your gameplay just shut up after you left Kariba.
Yeah, I left Kariba with an idol in my pocket. It was so sad. But yeah, I think moral of the story, play one game at a time. Don't play two. Because, I don't know, your focus is all over the place.
Or you can be like Julia Woods and play 14 at once.
Oh my god, I love
No,
her.
sorry, that was just. It wasn't 14. It was just 13. So.
Just 13.
Yeah, that 14
Thank
would
God
make the
for
difference.
that.
Play 13 at once.
If you can't play 13
Yeah,
at once,
that's
are you
insane.
even an augur?
I don't think I've hosted 13 games in my entire career.
I've played 9 in total. So.
I've played a lot, but
I think I played about 6, I think.
I've hosted 11 games. The Genius 4 will be my 12th.
ooh.
How many have I hosted? That'll be an interesting one. Charming, Samuel.
Remind me on that note, apply for the Genius 4. Casting is still
I'm in
open.
Comoros right now. I gotta deal with that one first.
Rip.
Toby, come out with results already.
I will. We
Oh,
haven't
no.
finished yet.
Toby, come out with results now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I nearly applied for this season of Bar as well, so we could have played
Oh my
it
god,
again.
that would have been so much fun. Even though you would 100% been put on the other tribe, but it would have been
Oh,
so
yeah,
much
absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way
Yeah.
to get us together. No, never.
That
for
would
you
have been
to like.
But
funny.
you know, instead of you, Charlie, I have Justin on the other side.
Oh, yeah,
So
Justin was there as well. How funny with the three of us.
I think he's screwed though, because I
Oh,
have a
yeah.
strong feeling he was the only Jones vote.
Going
Toby.
back, doing my counting, I think that I have now hosted 20 games.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
I've
crazy. That's really cool though.
I've hosted
No,
3.
22. I forgot about Amazing Race. 22.
22. Ooh.
I've hosted 8 Survivor and 3 Genius.
Yeah, I haven't hosted a game like ever.
Want to?
But that's cool. Like honestly, I don't see myself being like a host. I guess I don't know.
I get that.
Well, as
I
I'm
feel like
host
once
of
I
this,
finally like give up orgs, whenever that happens, probably like 2 years from now, I'll start hosting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know like if I like I don't know.
I still have so
I'm
many
super
orgs
weird.
to play that I need
Yeah,
to play.
I have. Yeah, me too. Like I played a Big Brother game that was fun. I've done this. This is fun. I still have to do
The Genius.
Bangerang. Like, we'll consider. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like my experiences, like in terms
I've
of
been
like
trying
Facebook
to play
orgs.
bar for like 3 years.
Oh no, I've applied for like 2 seasons. I guess I think, or maybe I haven't. I don't remember. I've tried to get on 2 seasons, but that's like a different story altogether.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine.
I still feel bad.
No,
Honestly,
yeah,
how do you
sorry.
guys have the time to play like so many games? Because I don't.
I don't
And,
either.
Like,
I
just
can only
played.
do one at a time, like one in like then take a 2-month break, and then play
Mhm,
another.
that's what I'm doing because like I just like finished a Big Brother game on here, and I was like, and that was exciting, but took up so much time that I'm like drained from like playing games. So I'm just like taking a break for like a little bit. And then-
Imagine how people can play so many or at one time or just back to back to back to back with no real break.
Yeah.
No, I could never.
I could not do that. I need breaks, dude. This is too draining.
Yeah.
It
I
honestly
can't
is.
I'm
imagine
happy I
having
ended
to
up.
play or host so many orgs at once.
I'm happy I took a break in the middle of Bangarang because I had at one point about a year consecutive hosting Bangarang.
Dang.
Yeah, I still
But-
kind of wish I had David over you, but you know.
You know
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
Sam? You can just go away because it sounds like we've kind of reached the end of our discussion of Byzantium. So
Mhm.
We never got into the pre-production stuff. I wanted to talk about the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
I still
okay,
Milk was robbed.
milk
Oh,
was
yeah,
robbed.
Milk
I
was
agree.
robbed.
Yeah, that is
I
something I
announced
wanted
back
to
from
say as well.
Olympus, but I don't have any way to contact them.
Root milk.
That was one of the biggest disappointments of that season when he left.
I
Oh,
love
I was
milk.
gonna
tried
say-
so hard to recruit him for the season because I heard so many good things about him. And
All
then
true.
he has a family emergency and has to check out round 2.
Yeah, that's so
Oh
sad.
man, I literally got on with him so well from the first round. I remember.
I did too. Yeah, we got along very well.
'Cause I think
Yeah.
he seemed to be in a pretty good position. And I think he would have made it very far in the game.
I think if we
So I
lost
didn't get
again
swapped off.
and Milk was still in the game, it probably would have been Polks that was gone anyways.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Milk.
That makes sense.
Didn't we have an
Also-
alliance with Milk, Sam?
Yeah.
Huh?
Didn't we have an
Also
alliance?
another
Yeah,
Oh.
Yumi and Milk, and I think Linus was in there too. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
iconic. No, another thing too about like I guess productions side of things. Literally, there was a decoy tribe that they planted into like the
Oh yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
what was that called? Like the
Color
color.
Tyra.
Yeah, like the code, like the tribe code, like color code. And I went crazy, literally, because I found it, because I like looking at like the colors and stuff. For whatever reason, I guess I don't know why, but I was just looking through it and I found that and I was like, oh my god, like we're gonna be swapped into 4 tribes. It's about to be a whole ass mess. So I literally told like everybody, and I was
Oh,
like,
it's
okay, just so you know,
hilarious.
I know it probably was. Because I was like losing my mind over it. I was like, oh my god, this round, like when we first swapped, I was like, oh what? Oh, anyways, so when we first swapped, I was like, we're gonna be swapped into 4 tribes, and then, like, I thought when we merged, like, I thought it was gonna be another swap into 4 tribes again, and I was like, freaking out. So like, good on you, host, I guess, for like,
A classic Josephine troll.
I know, right? I was like, thanks for that.
The Josephine, if you want to say a couple things about like your pre-production?
So, earlier in production, we chose Kirkira and Nightcaller specifically because originally in production we were planning to do 4 tribes of 5 with a normal Brain, Brawn, and Beauty tribe of 5 with a secret 4th tribe, which would be 5 returners, kind of like what Rhineland did, except with 4 tribes instead of 5. We had 5-second chancers in mind. Obviously, this list didn't go pruning through it because this twist was scrapped early in production once we realized, hey, enough returning winners are interested that we could actually do Return to Champions, which I feel like is a cool twist, and I hope another org does it sometime again. So I feel like that'd be my influence on the community.
Mm-hmm.
It
was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I think Tyler and Linus were great choices.
Hey.
Aw.
Hey.
Playing Luca.
I was so surprised when I found out that Tyler was actually interested because I didn't think he would be.
Yeah, I'm glad he played. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I've played like a third of my games on the org with Tyler.
That's
No.
awesome. Lucky.
Remember when you were voted
I
out
played a
of
third of my orgs with you,
RS because
Toby.
you wouldn't vote out Tyler?
Yes, that's true. And I was in the best ones.
Except for All Stars and EMBB.
I don't know what EMBB is.
Except for All Stars.
What's the MBB?
Where you waited 3 minutes to play your fake idol.
Look, it wouldn't have changed anything anyway. It wouldn't have
JP
changed-
changed his vote.
No, he didn't. Did you
Yes,
not
he
read his
did.
rites of passage? He said that was premeditated.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Then you just suck.
What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Sam is bringing up other seasons in what is meant to be a Byzantium podcast.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Nah, I
What
don't play that many games anyways, so I wouldn't know what y'all are talking about.
are you talking about?
You're talking about Ian Viver All Stars.
Oh,
What is
That was a mistake of an
that's still going on, that game. Come on, I'm hosting it.
Dude, I'm just ready for it to be over.
Well, you haven't got long to wait now.
Look, I just had Ginger compliment me in his rites of passage. I'm good with the season.
JP
Also-
Can't comment. I'm a host.
Also, it's crazy that the season had 21 people because it doesn't feel that way. Like when you actually think about it, I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
feels like it
really
had
It was originally going to be 3 tribes of 6, but once we realized we had enough great apps to do 3 tribes of 7, we did it. Because this is actually, I think, the most apps I've ever had for a newbie season.
Really? Oh, that's
Yep.
cool.
Like I'm looking at the
That's
app sheet,
so special, huh?
and there are so
Yes.
many people who end up playing other seasons of 7 and 3 and having a big impact. So I can't help but wonder what would happen if they were cast this time instead
Yeah.
of the season they eventually played.
Coulda,
Wait.
woulda, shoulda. No, I'm kidding.
Let me put it this way: Ant, the guy who went on to win Mohenjo-Daro, was originally supposed to be on this cast, but then he deactivated, so we couldn't cast him. So we went and got an alternate. That alternate went on to be Hannah.
Oh,
Imagine
Jesus.
how different 703 canon would have
Oh my
been.
god, it would have been so much different.
Crazy.
Wasn't I an alternate or something as well?
Oh yeah, you were a last minute replacement because we didn't know you would be interested because you didn't originally apply.
That's true.
Oh, and you know who else was an alternate?
Oh no.
Andre.
Oh my god.
So literally the 2 people I was working with the most. T. Okay.
Wait,
We love that.
who'd he replace?
Ain from Kiribati.
Kiribati.
You say
Oh, and you know
Ainge?
who else applied for this season but denied the spot to be on?
Elmo.
Another 703 winner, Alieta.
Yeah, I remember reading that on
Who,
the
sorry?
wiki page.
Who was that?
Alieta originally applied for this season, and we originally cast her as a beauty, but then she dropped out and was replaced.
I'm really sorry. I didn't catch the name again. Who did you say?
Alieta, who won the season after this one.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that like one of the worst seasons?
Survivor Kiribati. It wasn't great.
That season was boring.
I like the
bet
it
color
was
scheme
better.
though.
I bet it was better than Egypt.
Oh no.
We're not going to
I
talk
mean,
about
Andre-
Egypt, or we will never leave.
Andre made it to the end there though. That's cool. I guess.
Yeah, he got 0 votes.
He did, but he still made it there. So that's cool. I guess. Like, yay.
He played
Some
literally
sort of
the exact
representation.
same way. Like Tyler kept bitching to me about it because like he was a host and like he was just like Andre literally is doing the exact same thing.
Damn, it'd be like that.
Honestly, I don't see the like. Personally, if you ask me, I'd rather get 5th place or 4th place rather than go to the end and then get 0 votes.
Yeah, he went
After-
to the end twice and has
Didn't
a
win.
cumulative of 1 vote.
I
And
think
that vote was Liam's, which
I think
literally
Liam's your vote for Andre is the only final tribal council vote Andre's ever gotten.
He won an EMBB game.
Oh, he did?
Well, that's cool.
What's the MBB?
I don't know.
Isn't it like Epic Mafia? No, wait. Yeah,
Epic Mafia Big Brother.
yeah,
No.
something like that.
I know. Sorry, I'm just.
I'm never playing another EM org again. Jesus Christ.
No,
I'm
yeah,
never playing another EM org again either. Like there's no way I'm gonna play one again.
Well, I mean, you've played them both anyway, haven't you?
I've played them both anyway, but you know there are like re-turning seasons going on all the time, so I could technically apply, but I'm not gonna do that ever.
Luca, mate, apply to second chances with me, and then we can final too.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm done with orgs. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you guys would like play like another like 703 game
I
again.
might play another 703 just to like.
3, definitely. Yeah.
I think I might play main org because I'm still a newbie. So main
Ooh.
org newbie. I haven't
I'm
played
gonna
main
play
org.
main org at some point too.
Luke, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm hosting main org.
Ooh,
I'm
we
gonna-
love a plug.
Apply for Toby's season and do well. You can join me in the winners group chat.
What?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. If I'm gonna apply, it's gonna be in the summer, but I'm not sure. So
I'd love to return to like main because like I left in like 15th place with an idol. Like I think that warrants a return, but who knows? Whatever. Also, I don't know if I'd play like another 703 just because like I won. So like ruining that is like.
Return for Return of the Champions 2, whenever that
Like you have
is.
to lose.
Bet. Yeah. I'm also like I'd also want to play again just to like have fun, like more fun, and just like do whatever because like I already got that W under my belt. But who knows? I don't even know if I'd like how I do or anything like that. So that'd be fun to like think about. I don't know. But yeah. Who
hey,
knows?
fun question. So you know, there hasn't been a Heroes versus Villains 703 season yet. I think.
No, there was
So,
season
like-
It
20.
was Heroes versus Villains.
It was
There's
season
not a
20.
season 2 though.
Okay. even so, like, you know, from your perspective, who would you guys think, like, out of the people in this podcast right now, who do you think is a hero and who would you think is a villain?
Josephine, go.
Let's see. Sam, villain.
Oh yeah.
Dollar Store Tony.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So he's Joe
I mean, it's
Mina?
better than being Joe Mena.
We
Yeah,
named that.
Tony won, so like
Let's see. Augusto, hero. Charlie,
Thanks.
based on this season, hero. Charlie, based on Mount Olympus, villain.
Yeah, I'll take that.
What about Luca?
Yeah. Yeah, what about Luca?
Luca? I feel like you could make an argument either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, because I honestly don't. I was leaning towards villain, but like, also I don't know.
I would say hero though.
There's
I
only
didn't
one
betray-
moment that you did that I'd say was particularly villainous, and that's with a heavy amount of personal bias involved.
Was it the nihilist? Was it the yeah. What
You
was
know which one it was.
it? Yeah.
I
mean,
think
I
as
can't
a
help
year
it.
of going back down that road again, we might try to wrap things up here.
Yeah. Who knows? I would say okay. My guess, like Sam would probably be a villain just because like people found him to be shady, so I think that warrants like a villain status, I guess. Charlie, I would say like I would go more towards hero, yeah. Also, just because like I know like the vote that he left, like people felt like kind of sad about it. At least I did. I don't know. So I think that also warrants like a hero label. And then Luca, I feel like I lean towards villain just because like I felt like he was super. I guess like in terms of like how the game went, he was like controlling in the sense that like he had people in his corner like all the time, blah blah blah, and was like strategic thinking. I guess so. I guess that's like why I would lean towards like villain, but you can make an argument for either. And then I'd probably label myself a hero, but that's like bias. So
I would say you're a hero. Yeah, I mean, if I think you would be a hero. I think Charlie would definitely be a villain, if you ask me. I think
What,
Sam.
based
I mean,
Sam.
you were in the middle with Sam. I mean, you and Sam are both villains for sure.
You say so, villain.
Right. Who else is in this call? Is it just us?
I need a real second chance. I don't count Egypt as a second chance.
Would I be
also-
a hero or a villain?
Josephine would definitely be a hero. I think.
Thank you.
I just realized I'm the only person here who hasn't played twice.
Josephine,
That's
weren't you
interesting.
cast on the Heroes tribe for Heroes vs Villains?
No.
Or they wanted you on it?
I've heard they wanted me on the villains tribe.
Was it? Because I know you're on the alternates page for Heroes vs Villains.
Yeah.
Wait, for which season? Or like which org?
703. It's the only season Josephine's played.
I don't know what season Josephine's played.
Hey, I
wasn't it
also
like
played
Sumbawa?
Mayorg,
Sumbawa.
and I won
Sumbawa and
Mayorg.
Resurrection.
Thank you very much.
No, you didn't. No, sorry, you played 3 orgs. Sumbawa, Resurrection, and AJ Neal's Club Penguin org.
No, I only played Sumbawa
yeah,
and Mayorg, which I won.
Oh yeah, he played Resurrection. I see.
Yeah.
I
Damn,
won Mayorg Peru.
Josephine.
Which main org did you win?
I won Peru.
Did you?
Yes.
No, she wasn't
Yeah.
casted for Peru.
Yeah. You sound skeptical.
Who?
oh no.
Wait, did you actually win main org?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Where's Peru?
I did.
Where's Peru?
Go for it.
Who won?
Josephine applied for Peru and didn't get on.
You're not Alf.
That's my dead name.
Oh no. I'm weak. That's funny.
I'm just going to start ending things up here because I think it's getting quite late for some of our European guests.
True.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed talking about Byzantium.
I did.
I did. It was
It was
fun.
fun.
Don't forget to apply for the Genius 4. Still casting.
For me personally, I really appreciated getting it. Sam, I was
I
trying to say something meaningful, but just go right ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that for me personally, I really enjoyed being able to get to know the season a little more because, like, hearing some of the stuff that we didn't get to see as viewers was really interesting.
No, it was fun.
You're welcome. No,
I enjoyed it. Yeah. Thank you for hosting.
it was
No
so much
worries.
fun. Like I'm glad.
Right.
Like I don't know how I represent the season as a winner, but I'm glad I won. Obviously though, but like also it was like a good season win. But like it was nice. Like everyone was nice. Everyone was cool. So yeah, that's fun.
Oh, also, I'm going to give a shout out to JP because he threatened me if I didn't give him a shout out. So shout out to JP and the lads, the rest of the lads, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to JP too then, for no reason.
I'm going to give
alright.
a shout out to myself because no one ever gives me a shout out and I'm pissed.
Me too. No. Nah, it'd be like that. It's fine. It's whatever. Yeah. I don't
All right,
know.
I got to go. It's been fun, lads.
Yes,
Thanks for
this
the
was
time.
this was awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the technical issues didn't recur and we'll actually get to upload this whole thing and this wasn't all for nothing. But yeah, thank you very much once again for coming. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll have a third great episode coming soon. It was good to
I
hear
hope
about
it's-
Byzantium.
All right, Toby,
I
get
hope
the
it's an
results
interview
out.
of me.